And a big old hello to any multiversal hopefuls out there. Welcome or welcome back to McFly, my little corner on the internet, where I just sit around here and talk about video games and stuff. And thank you to a collective batch of creative modders out there. I don't have to stop saying this anymore. In this video, we're going to be talking about multiverses, but more specifically, the future of. Kind of like an afterlife, or more of like a phoenix rising from the ashes. Jeez. For anyone who's not in the know, Multiversus is officially shutting down after Season 5, May 30th. It's literally like a day away from recording this video. And yes, that may be sad, but we don't have to be fully sad anymore, because like I said, there are a few groups of modders out there who are going to take the game, adding new characters, maps, skins, the works. They're going to be adding full-on new content moving forward. And now this video is going to be seen as a two-parter of sorts, because there are two separate projects who are going to be moving forward with Multiversus. One project is named Multiversus Infinite, and it looks to be promising just as much as Multiversus Beta Plus. Now, usually when a game shuts down, one group of modders take it forward, but we're lucky enough to have two. So we get to see two separate realities of where this game is going to go, and I think that's awesome. And in this video, we're going to be taking a look at Multiversus Beta Plus, because they've released a few things along with video, and then in the next episode, we'll be taking a look at Multiversus Infinite. So what is Multiversus Beta Plus? To me personally, that name is a bit funny. It's very fitting this day and age, because everything is just, like, I want to call it Multiversus Beta Max Plus Extra. I don't know, like, everything always has that, I don't know what you want to call it, like, corporate little tag at the end. But that's no shade. I think that's really fun, especially giving it its own identity in a way. Now, like I said, they've shown their work. That's why I've decided to start with Multiversus Beta Plus. They have chosen the path of straight-up communication. And here's one of their dedicated modders right here. I don't know how big the team is. I plan to touch base with them because I need to join the Discord. Speaking of which, all videos, Discord for the game, all of that is going to be down in the description if you want to check those out. We can take anything away from this video. Yes, you can take the knowledge, but we want to give this game as much support as we can. So if you love Multiversus, at least try to give this a shot. Look into it. The more support, the better. And that even goes out to anybody who wants to help mod and support. They're also accepting help. First off, it's a few Q&A questions just to basically prove their mission. They essentially have a business plan going forward. Not monetarily, but you know what I'm saying. Just they know what they're doing. They have a structure and they're going to abide by it.
The first question that was asked numerous times throughout the Multiversus community was why choose Multiversus Beta? During the Multiversus
Why Multiversus?
Beta, it reached over 100,000 concurrent players and overall 20 million players online. And for that just being a start of a small game dev company, that was pretty insane.
Which also leads me to their name. It does sound funny, but that's probably why they chose the name Beta Plus, because they are trying to take it back to that core gameplay of the beta that we love so much. So,
the plays,
meaning in the name.
even in the 2v2 aspect, it has it all. A lot of people still talk about and do miss the beta and how it just felt. A lot of the community was built up just from the beta, and a lot of people still do miss the beta, like myself. And that's the best answer that we can give you, that why we chose the beta, at least in my opinion. The next question that's asked a lot is how can we play the Multiversus Beta? Multiversus Beta is only able to be played on the computer, so console players, I do apologize in advance.
That's
However,
the caveat, but
laptop,
get an Xbox controller maybe.
As well. If you are curious on how to play beta and download it, there is a deep dive video on how to play and download beta. I'm sure you're all familiar with the application Parsec. Parsec is an application where you could connect your computer to someone else's computer in order to play the video game with them. So for an example, if I were to connect to your computer and connect my controller, it's like if I was playing directly near you locally on the video game off of your computer. Parsec has a lot of settings.
It's like streaming,
throughout, so there will be
like game streaming. Actually, I didn't know this part. I didn't even wonder about that. I'm curious now how Multiversus Infinite plans to tackle servers. Are they going to buy their own servers? But I've never heard of this. Like, you know how you have remote play? If you've ever heard of remote play, basically remote play with computers.
Another anticipating question we've been asked a lot is when can we expect everything to be full out released? As of right now, there's not an official release date for all the new content that we have provided out for you guys. But for months, I can give you an estimated push late May, early mid to end June. Once again, I cannot express how hard the team has been working to provide this content out for you guys. Everyone is very straightforward about it, just to make it perfect just for you all.
And it's a passion project. You can't expect to be running like a business.
I cannot give you exact timestamp and date on everything.
That's cool. That's
fine.
So
please do not bombard us with that. We are trying our best out here.
But for the most part, I'm going to skim through the rest of the video. That was mostly the most important info I wanted you guys to hear straight up. But again, the link is down in the description if you want to check it out. But the next part is about how they backported skins, certain skins that weren't released, were in the files, and then talking that they're working on their own, like own content skins for the future.
So far, we have some backported skins, some new skins, and some custom skins in development.
Yeah, I'm curious
for a quick peek,
about
like
that.
I've been explaining to you guys,
Hey, I'm down for
here
drawing
are some
concept art. I can do
Superman
that.
Backported skins
Can I draw concepts?
implemented into the beta of the video game. And Superman isn't the only one that got a backported skin. We also have Icon Rick from the full release of the game as well. My apologies for this photo being a little blurry, but we have a Pride Month Velma also implemented into the game as well. And we don't just have any skins that were released in the game. We have skins that were supposed to be released within the new release of the game implemented into the beta as well.
Construction
so
Stripe
is Construction Stripe. And like I was talking about some new skins, we also introduced Doofus Rick.
Oh my god,
as one of the new
Doofus
skins.
Rick.
And we also want to express the beta a little more to feel as if it was a new release. So just like this, you could see some new banners that were never added to the beta. And just like this, we have 66 banners added to the beta. So if you want to rock that Alpha Galaxy banner, you can now in the beta.
Then we move into the second part of the reveals where they start talking about mechanics in-game, some new perks they're going to be adding. We're going to be looking at the perks. But my favorite part is that they talk about Shaggy's kick and I guess Superman's grab as well. But they're talking about going back and actually reworking and touching up a few moves. So we might have a fix to the spamming Shaggy kick. I can only hope.
Now let's get even more depth into gameplay with the perks. Here is the first perk that we would like to introduce to you guys, Backstab. Now some perks were actually supposed to be added to the beta, however never made it to the full release or the beta of the game, so we implemented them back to the beta.
Yeah, just old in the files.
Where it says the team deals 5% increased damage and knockback to enemies when you melee them in the back. So if the character is facing the opposite direction and you hit them, you get that 5 increased damage in that knockback. We also have another perk right here, and fun fact, this image right here was created from someone from our team, so feel free to join the project if you can work on art like this. This perk is called Inevitable, and I don't know if you guys see, but do you see the reference here? If you do, definitely feel free to comment down below, and I would definitely be looking through those comments. However, this perk says your team attacks always break armor if your victim has at least 100% damage. Have you ever gone against a Superman or a Wonder Woman and they're above 110 damage?
I was gonna say Inevitable. Is that the Iron Man reference?
Very infuriating to go against,
or I guess
especially
Thanos.
when they have that armor to back up them and give them a better standing and grounding.
That's pretty cool though.
However, with this perk, you will have no need to deal with that stress anymore. Very great perk. I definitely do enjoy that perk. It definitely does come in handy with going against Wonder Woman, especially in the beta. But now let's jump right into the signature perks. As you can see, we have one for Black Adam here, and we can actually pull it up in game right now to explain what this perk does.
Hold on,
this perk is called in game right.
You got Crash Bandicoot over here. Look at this. Whatever kind of fin that is. It's like girl fin. It's like a animated Batman Harley, or that's Harley Quinzel. I don't know. Is that Rabies Bugs?
This perk is called the Stamina of Shoe, where Black Adam's force field has a shorter duration, but it follows him as he moves around the map. Now, just a quick example, if I were to show you guys how this works real quick, if he does his down special on the ground, it now follows him around the map.
Okay.
So if any projectile characters like Bugs Bunny or Rick you're going against, this is perfect counterplay for him. Now, we also have another perk right here called Wounded, and this is for Arya Stark. This perk says enemies hit by Arya's Thorn Knife will gain stacks of stun debuff when knocked back. Arya's ally knocking back the enemies will add stacks twice as fast. The debuff is removed if Arya dashes to the knife. And now, this isn't the only signature perk for the only 2 characters that you've seen so far.
And then the last part of the video is the biggest reveal, where he's basically explaining that they're backporting everything they possibly can from Multiversus, the current build, and then, you know, basically transforming it into their build. They've gotten Jason. They just need to work out a little bit more, and then their newest character, and then that's the trailer we're going to look at. They got Pickle Rick up and working.
His animation, crouching animation, just showing you we have as a new additional fighter to the game.
How cool is that?
Multiversus Beta Plus.
And it's not a skin for Rick, like it's its own fighter.
On this character, I'm excited to see what you guys even do with the character.
You gotta love the passion though. But here, let's check out the actual trailer because they just put that out. And nothing against Multiversus Infinite. I'm sure they're working their asses off just as much. But I just love that Multiversus Beta Plus is kind of following the model that the actual Multiversus did. Like, they're showing their work. They're putting out these little trailers, these little vignettes. I love it.
Hope you're happy with the adventure so far, Morty. Will you just show me how to stay alive? You can't tell me what to do.
New voice actors too,
Whoa,
I'm pretty sure.
Morty, come on! Oh, geez. Get in the game, Morty! You're the boss. Wubba lubba dub dub! Morty! Morty, I'm a pickle!
And he's an
Isn't that
assassin.
impressive? Ho! Yes! I'm back, baby! I turned myself into a pickle!
Looking at the laser cannon.
Damn, your Morty sucks.
Hitboxes seem a little weird, but it's still probably just the early build of the
Back,
game.
baby!
Like, I feel like he's not fully
I turned
hitting them.
myself into a pickle!
That's just my eyes.
Shut up! Damn,
Oh,
your
no,
Morty
okay, no,
sucks.
I'm just not seeing it
I'm
right.
Pickle Rick!
Oh, look at that. Wait, wait, wait. That's a different Superman model.
Well, look at that. All right, here's the plan.
Yeah.
What about this? Boom! That was cool.
Look how fluid it is, too.
Get that parkour.
Parkour!
I'm out of here.
Still got me seeks. Oh, maybe it is a Rick
It
skin.
ends now.
Or is it just an
I need
altered
science.
Rick
Yes.
kit?
This guy gets it. Okay, that's cool. Oh, how do you like that? Morty, we're not getting out of this one. Ah, well, look
Yo,
at that.
Chef Morty, look
we're
at
not
that.
getting out-
Chef Morty. If anybody's ever played Pocket Mortys, dude, they have... Well, I mean, you guys know the show too, Rick and Morty. Infinite
this
Mortys.
one.
So many Morty
Ah,
skins.
well, look at that. Well, that's cool. It was a blowout. Dial it back a little bit here. All right, knock it off.
I want to die.
Morty, come on. Didn't you learn last time that you can't beat me? Drop kick.
Ooh, nice edit.
Yes!
I like it.
This pickle's only available in Multiversus Beta. Ho!
Love it.
I'm Superman.
Uh-huh, whatever. Morty, where's my portal gun? Let's get it. No, 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 no!
So good. Good job. Look at that, even that. I love that. I was getting a little delusional there for a second. I almost thought this was Aqua Teen right there. I was like, is that a hidden Easter egg? Please put Aqua Teen Hunger Force in this game. Please. Anything from Adult Swim, I'll take it. And then heading on over here to their Twitter, which also link in the description if you want to follow it out. They already have their trailer up here. And like I said, they're very vocal. A lot of communication over here. See, I love that they're keeping the aesthetic of the release system. It's pretty cool. Look, they even got the card. Oh my god, we got Easter Rain Dog, Pirate Steven. Trying to see more about their voice actors, but they're also, if you're into voice acting, they're looking for voice actors to revoice a lot of the characters. But there you go, I'll leave you to it. Have at it. Multiversus Beta Plus, all the links down in the description. Please go check it out. Like I said, more support the better. It's really turning into its own little passion project. A phoenix rising from the ashes, like I said. But with that, this has been McFly pointing out something he can't wait to see grow into a beautiful flower in the future. Again, good luck, Multiversus Beta Plus. Thank you guys for watching. A like is always appreciated. And I will see you in the next one.
A friend taught me this one.
Peanut butter jelly!
A friend taught me this one. A friend taught me this one.